Well, welcome to the 700 Club. The UK Prime Minister delivered an ultimatum to Israel yesterday. If there's no ceasefire with Hamas soon, he will support a Palestinian state.
Well, that sparked strong protests from Israeli leaders and President Trump. The president said if you do that, you really are rewarding Hamas. CBN's Paul Petit explains from Jerusalem.
While the IDF continues its assault against Hamas in Gaza, Israel is seeing setbacks on the global stage. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is joining with France by saying he will recognize a Palestinian state in September unless Israel agrees to a ceasefire.
We believe that this announcement and the recognition of UK of the state of Palestine will bring justice and peace for the region.
President Trump says he did not discuss Starmer's decision when they met this week and criticized the plan.
You know, you're rewarding Hamas if you do that, and I don't think they should be rewarded. So I'm not in that camp, to be honest. We'll let you know where we are, but I am not in that camp.
The move by the UK comes amidst a UN conference pressing for a two-state solution, but only about 15 of the nations attending have expressed support for a statement calling for a Palestinian state.
It ain't gonna happen. We are aware of the fact that there are countries in Europe today with a huge Muslim populations. Sometimes it affects the policies of their governments, but this cannot and will not lead Israel to commit suicide. We won't allow a jihadist terror state in the heart of our ancient homeland. It ain't gonna happen.
As the IDF continues to apply military pressure on Hamas in Gaza, Israel's effort is on freeing the 50 Israeli hostages still remaining in captivity. Netanyahu says he's holding daily talks to make that happen.
But there is one big obstacle, and everyone knows it. That is Hamas. It is stubborn in its refusal. President Trump said it. We say it. Everyone who knows the facts, including the mediators, everyone knows it. We are not letting up. We will continue to do everything we can in one way or another.
In an historic move, the European Union and the entire Arab League, including Muslim countries, signed onto a declaration condemning the October 7, 2023 terrorist attack and calling on Gaza to release all hostages and end its rule in Gaza. A glimmer of hope for Israel more than 20 months after the largest terrorist attack on its soil. In Jerusalem, Paul Petit, CBN News.
Now, realize the political pressure that's on the Prime Minister of Great Britain. Just do a quick Google search on the Muslim mayors of cities in England, and it will absolutely surprise you. The long-running joke that London is going to be Londonistan. That strategy is actually working. It's a combination of reproduction and immigration, and it's leading to a dramatically different Great Britain, and that is behind all of this. It's remarkable political pressure. Also, London is the epicenter of the propaganda for Hamas and has been for some time. So it shouldn't surprise us that Great Britain is now in a position of, well, let's reward Hamas for October 7th. The main obstacle to peace, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, the main obstacle to peace is Hamas. If they would surrender, if they would release the hostages, there would be instant peace in Gaza, not just some kind of temporary, it would be instant. Israel does not want this war. They don't want to be in Gaza. They don't want anything to do with it, but it was forced upon them because they took the hostages. The other major cause is this long-standing ideology of the Palestinians, that they want to wipe Israel off the map. They want to drive Israel to the sea. When I hear talk from Western powers about establishing a Palestinian state, I go, well, where were you in 1948? Where was the pressure on the Arab nations to come to peace with Israel? Where were you in 1967 when Israel offered the territory back, offered Jerusalem back? And it was absolutely refused. The famous 3 no's coming out of Khartoum, the Arab states completely rejected it. Where were you when President Clinton offered Arafat everything he wanted, and still there was no peace? There wasn't a Palestinian state, and that's because the Palestinians haven't wanted their own state. What they want is everything, and they want to drive Israel to the sea. Until that happens, they're never going to come to peace with Israel. They're never going to recognize it. Well, in other news, a major earthquake off Russia's eastern coast sparked tsunami warnings across the Pacific. Ephraim Graham has that story and more from the CBN newsroom. Ephraim?
Gordon, the 8.8 quake struck in the northern Pacific at about 11:30 a.m. Tuesday. About 20 nations and territories were put on alert, including Japan, Alaska, Hawaii, and parts of the U.S. West Coast. Waves swept away buildings in the Russian town in the Kuril Islands. High waves came ashore in the Japanese coastal town of Hawaii. In Hawaii, cars clogged roads and gas stations as people left beachfront hotels hoping to stay above water.
They told us that we could do the elevated evacuation. We're at the outrigger right on the beach, but we didn't feel comfortable with that, so we decided just to get out and go to higher ground.
The warnings in Hawaii and other areas have been downgraded. So far, there are no reports of major damage or loss of life. I want to turn now to another storm brewing in the Pacific. China is making aggressive military moves in the region, and America and its allies are responding with a warning: don't test us. George Thomas has the details.
Australia is hosting its largest ever military drill, Operation Talisman Sabre, involving 35,000 troops from 19 countries.
We're doing this to prepare for deterrence, to prepare for peace, as well as to prepare for operating with our other teammates, our allies.
In addition to a show of force, it's meant to strengthen how U.S. and allied forces work together, side by side, in complex air and amphibious missions.
When our adversaries see how easily we bring together all these nations, this many folks, and we operate in a extended exercise, they should see that we could quickly transmit that into combat.
The goal? Send a clear message to Beijing that any move on Taiwan won't go unanswered.
It's us saying to China, you're not just fighting Taiwan, you're not just fighting Taiwan in the United States, but you're fighting Taiwan, United States, Japan, Australia. That China, you're a big country, but you're not going to be able to impose your will on Taiwan because the rest of us will counter you.
And in a historic move, the U.S. Army fired its new Typhoon missile system in the Western Pacific, striking a sea target and showing China the region is well within reach of U.S. precision firepower.
Deterrence is two things. It's, I have the capability to stop you, and you understand that I am willing to do it. That willingness to do it, that credible level of deterrence, comes from action, and that action is to be present.
A presence Montgomery says China has spent decades trying to prevent.
The Chinese have been spending aggressively over 30 years of constant investment and development in their forces with one aim: driving the United States out of the first and second island chains.
The U.S. has countered with an enlarged military footprint. 55,000 troops in Japan, 28,000 in South Korea, almost 6,500 in Guam, along with a new Marine base there, and expanding access in the Philippines, where new airfields and ports allow rapid response and stealth F-35 deployments.
What we're doing is trying to develop the Philippine ability to confront China in their air and maritime space.
All this comes as China pushes aggressive claims over nearly the entire South China Sea, including waters near the Philippines, Malaysia, and Vietnam.
The Chinese treat their neighbors as, vassal supplicant states. We're a big country, you're a small country, be quiet.
From Australia to Guam and the Philippines, the U.S. and its allies are drawing the line with a powerful display of a united front. As Talisman Sabre wraps up, Washington and its partners are hoping Beijing gets the message. George Thomas, CBN News.
Here at home, the Trump administration is taking action to protect people of faith working in government offices. A new memo from the Office of Personnel Management instructs federal agencies to guarantee religious expression. It states, quotes, federal employees should never have to choose between their faith and their career. It also lists acceptable religious expressions in the office building as having a desk on a Bible, displaying a Star of David, or forming a prayer group with employees during non-working hours. For churches across the country, summertime means Vacation Bible School. For more than 100 years, VBS has provided children a week-long faith-based experience combining learning with fun and fellowship. CBN's Wendy Griffith shows us how it all happens.
Excitement fills the air at Kempsville Baptist Church in Virginia Beach on a Wednesday night as children from kindergarten through 5th grade show up for their third night of Vacation Bible School. Bible lessons combined with games, crafts, music, and other activities engage the young people while helping them grow in their faith. This year's focus is magnifying the Lord.
And it is all about seeing the bigness of God in the small details of his creation. For a generation of kids that is plagued with isolation, that's plagued with anxiety and loneliness and worry, to have a message that the God of the universe is never too busy for you, that he sees you and knows you and loves you. He made you. You are not a mistake. He knows how many hairs are on your head.
In addition to the activities, many children receive Jesus during their time here.
I think at least every year we have 1 or 2 kids that come to know the Lord, and then we see them plant that seed to their families as they go back home also, and then we've had families come attend our church through this also.
According to research, nearly 3 million children will attend a Lifeway Vacation Bible School this summer, and about 70,000 making a personal decision to follow Christ. As for trends, Thomas says more churches are starting to customize VBS for greater reach and impact.
And so we'll see a lot of churches who are pivoting from a 5-day traditional VBS setting to maybe doing that across multiple weeks in the summer for a midweek program. We'll see them who will do it just in a weekend. Can we do it in 3 days or 4 days? Could we do even an all-day VBS?
And judging from their smiles, there's no place these kids would rather be on a hot summer night.
Tell me what you love about Vacation Bible School.
I love meeting new people and dancing to the songs. It makes me feel closer to God and Jesus, and it's really fun, so yeah.
What have you learned about Jesus this week?
That we need to magnify him.
What does that mean to you?
It means like I get to get closer to God and get to learn about him, follow him.
Wendy Griffith, CBN News, Virginia Beach.
Oh, to be a kid again. Gordon?
I remember my Vacation Bible School days. It was just part of everything. It seemed like everybody was going to it, and it was a regular part of every single summer. What it did was instill in me the stories of the Bible and how important that is. And the scripture verse, if you raise up a child in the way to go, he won't depart from it later. Now, that is absolutely true. But you have to get the stories of the Bible into them. So, Ashley, did you go to Vacation Bible School?
Yes, I did. My sister did. I'm pretty sure we went to the little Baptist church right down the street from us. My, mom probably took us. I honestly can't remember. But I do know that my church now is doing it actually this week. So my nephew is going. My niece is a little older now, so she's in the youth group, but she's volunteering. I just also want to say shout out to all the volunteers of VBS, because let me tell you, it takes a village. I know there are so many volunteers coming in to help this week, and if whether your church is doing it this week or it's already passed or it's in a couple weeks, shout out to all the volunteers, because it takes a lot of effort to put this on.
And everybody working in Sunday school. Sunday school seems to be not as important as it was when I was growing up. I would encourage every church, please establish one. Yeah. Make sure that the children in your church are being raised in the faith, and it's absolutely essential for the next generation. If we want America to be righteous, then we need to train our children in how to do it. And if you're saying, well, I don't have Vacation Bible School near me, I don't have a Sunday school in my church, well, I've got a solution for you. It's called the Superbook Bible app. And the best part of it, it's absolutely free. And you can make sure that your children get the stories of the Bible and know the theology of that story and know the archaeological background of that story. It's all free. So you are without excuse now. Any smart TV, any smartphone, any tablet can download the Superbook Bible app. That's what you type into the search engine in the Apple Store or the Google Store, and you can download it. And you're without excuse. It's free.
And not only will your kids enjoy it, but you're going to enjoy the episodes as well.
You might learn something.
Whenever I've watched Superbook, I've learned something too. So.